Hello everybody, my name is Dan and this is my series of practicing English and today is day 40th. And first of all, I'll tell you my story this morning. As usual, I woke up at 6:30. Then I prepare for my stuff that I learned to 10 p.m. But today I didn't go to the vendor to buy my not dinner, lunch. I didn't buy anything for lunch. I just ate some cakes and prepare my stomach for afternoon because today I have a appointment with my brother and we went to a restaurant eating out 80 now and we ate at KFC and it cost me about over 2,000 for chickens, rice, chickens, potatoes, fried potatoes and small finger chicken. I think so. And then we had a drink at a coffee shop. Then I hit the gym. Then I stay here. I stay here and practice English. And sometimes I feel like I'm useless. But I always told to myself that you need to keep your mind that don't compare you with other people because you and the others walk in a different path. So your path is too longer than the other. So you need to try your best every day, and then the results will appear. I think so. I believe that. And I always believe in the quote that equals makes best friend. And today I'll reread again the feelings. How are you feeling today, Annie? I was a bit down in the dumps this morning for various reasons, but a friend gave me a big bunch of flowers which brought a smile to my face. Leo, I watched my little girl sing a song at a school concert today. I was choking back the tears. I was just proud of her. My brother started on at me about my driving and that made me tense up. I'm always on edge when he's in the passenger seat because he's so critical. Running, I'm a bit shaken up. I went to look out of the window and the strange man was right there, staring at me. And it jumped out of my skin, but fortunately he ran off. I was shaking like a leaf afterwards. Eve, my boyfriend ran me from the States this morning. It really made my day. Rob, I went to the gym and that really tired me out. But then I had a coffee and sit down. I perked up a bit. Josh, I tend bottle up my feelings, but today I got really worked up because of my horrible text from my boss. It was stupid, but I have to go for a walk to cool down. Mia, I've been on tenterhooks all day waiting for my exam results. Growing up, I was born in London, but we moved away when I was 4 to be closer to my grandparents. And I grew up in medium-sized town in the north of England. My dad was always on the road with his job, and I was mainly brought up by my mother, grandparents. As a child, I looked forward to Saturdays. Granddad took me to watch Chesterfield, my local football team. I loved it, and he got quite carried away watching football. It was the only time I ever heard him swear. Sundays, however, were boring. My parents would let me out to play in the street. I had to stay and sometimes give my mother a hand with the housework. I could invite friends around, but that was only because my mother wanted to keep an eye on me. Dad occasionally took us out of the cinema or for a picnic. It was good fun, and in the summer we always went away for 2 weeks, often to strange places in Scotland I've never heard of. And I reread the ending a relationship. It's never easy to say to end a relationship, but if things going wrong, it may be better to break up rather than allow a relationship to drag on for ages, making both of you unhappy. Here is some advice to make the breakup less painful. 1. Make sure to talk over any problems you have first. Every relationship has its ups and downs, and with full and open discussion, you may have to sort things out between you. 2. If you finally decided that the relationship has come to an end, don't just walk away. End it in person, not by phone, email, or text messenger, and do it in private. 3. Break the news calmly and don't get into an argument. Make sure you know why you want to slip up and can explain your reason why. Explain your reason clearly. 4. Focus on the relationship is not working for you. Don't spend your time blaming the other person. 5. Once you've made up your mind, stick to your decision. It may seem unkind, but it's better for both of you like that. 6. Don't drag the conversation out. Give yourself a clear reason why you have to stop at a certain point and then leave. People from overseas often say that British people go on about the weather, but there is a reason for it. British weather not only changes from one day to the next, but sometimes from 1 hour to the next. The day can start off with the fine weather. The sun comes up and there's bright blue sky. Then by 9 o'clock it begins to glow over, and by mid-morning it's pouring down. 10 minutes later the rain eases off, the sun comes out and it starts to brighten up. And it's fine again. By mid-afternoon the wind might pick up, bringing with it more rain, but by the end of the day it's dry. Perhaps this is why the British people often tell the others to make the most of the good weather while last. You would think the British people would be prepared for anything, yet they are still caught on by the weather. More than 10 centimeters of snow in the winter, and the transport grinds to a higher. More than a few weeks of hot weather in the summer, and there's a warning of water shortages. When I'm not eating, what does food mean to you? Marcia, when I'm not eating, I seem to be either cooking or buying food, so my life revolves around food. KV, I don't get these people who live for food. I usually eat of something for canned or take away. Ashley, I regularly go on a diet, so I really have to think about what I'm eating. I've already given up chocolate, and at the moment I'm trying to cut down on my carbohydrate intake. Most of the time though, I'm starving. J. Food is important provided you eat the right things. I've cut out junk food altogether. I'm now really careful about eating too much dairy as well. But having said that, I couldn't go without my chocolate. Sansa, I eat and eat, but I still think it's a wreck. I guess I just burn out the calories with all the exercise I get. Rhoda. For me, the food is a social thing. When I want to see my friends, I just them over for a meal. Or they eat out somewhere. Ask somebody over that invite somebody to come to your house, usually for a drink or for a meal. And I think today I read two topics that our home, when the estate agents first showed around the flat, my heart sank. It looked fine from the outside, but inside was a pretty bad state. David, however, liked it, and as it is all we could afford, we eventually decided to buy it. We moved in a couple of months later and set about doing it up. We walked flat out the decorate living room, kitchen, and the bedroom, and that was smartened the place up quite a bit. We then had the old boiler taken out and put in a new one, which was both smaller and more efficient. My brother helped me to build a couple of the cupboards to give more storage space, and I put up some shelves for our books. This by this day we had settled in and several neighbors had invited us around, so we soon got to know quite a few people in our building. The area also turned out to be a convenient place to live, and it has some decent shops and a good bus service. Clothes shoppings. The shop assistant brought me this pair of trousers to try on, but I couldn't get into them at all. I was really quite embarrassed and I realized she brought me the wrong size. I saw a lovely top the other day that I thought would go with my dress skirt, but when I tried on, it just didn't look right. Mora loves going in that little boutique in the high street because they always wrap things up so beautiful. When I put on the dress I bought last week, I realized it were actually too small, so I took it back to exchange it for a bigger size, but they sold out of the size 12. If you are on the lookout for a pair of sandals, it's worth shopping around at the moment because there are a lot of bargains out there. There's some nice stuff on sale in the market. I tried on the skirt, but it was a bit too tight size. I couldn't do the zip up. I tried this lovely dress, but when I came off the changing room, the shop assistant started laughing. I had it on back to front. So I think that's the end of today. Thank you for listening. Yeah.